is jumping and jolting Jerry Lee Lewis.
Come on over, baby. A whole lot of shaking going on. Yeah, come on, baby. Baby, you can't go wrong. Oh, we thinking. A whole lot of shaking going on. Yeah.
Good evening. We have breaking news here in Los Angeles and Southern California. I'm Jory Rand in our ABC 7 studios in Glendale. You may already know the news, and if you don't, you can just take a look at your screen and pick up pretty quickly what we're talking about here. A preliminary 5.3 magnitude earthquake hit Southern California just a short time ago, and you can see here on our quake cam, this is picking up that we are waiting word from any damage potentially from this earthquake, but you can see felt pretty strongly on these earthquake monitors. It was centered south of Bakersfield, and we are awaiting word, but I just got off the phone with our ABC station in Bakersfield, and it sounds like as of now, things are looking okay. They said their newsroom was rolling when this thing hit, but they're making their calls around town, seeing if there's any damage, and so far, there is none to speak of. But this is a map of the area. The red spot there, it's hard to miss, south of Bakersfield is where this struck just a short time ago. This evening we have reports of several aftershocks in the 2 to 3 magnitude range. This is a rather large earthquake, 5.3. That is something you're going to feel. We're about 90 miles south of Bakersfield, and there are reports all across our area here in Los Angeles and the surrounding spots that have felt it all the way down here. Those yellow spots there are earlier earthquakes, much smaller. You likely did not feel those, but we want to hear from you if you did feel this earthquake tonight. Epicenter, the city of Lamont, just a short ways south of Bakersfield.
All the leaves are brown.
Nothing's the way it used to be. And the way it used to be,
And the sky
it was perfect. And we're supposed to protect our kids.
I'm gonna get you out!
I love you, Dad.
Don't you quit on me!
Oh my God.
San Andreas.
When radio came along, of course, they used that to the maximum. Sports for the men, soaps basically for the women. And then in came television, as I say, with its alpha state, its hypnotic state. And sure enough, around the 1960s, really, 50s and 60s, it took off. It really, really took off. And men became glued on Saturday nights to the sports shows. A culture industry, which is called by its own the culture industry. The Soviet Union had a department called the culture industry. Their actors and directors were called the cultural leaders. Because they would, like a computer, people are like computers, all you have to do is keep giving them new updates every so often, and you can change an entire country or a nation or a block of nations who are all getting the same upgrades at the same time along certain paths. Today we call it political correctness. Most people want to belong to their peer group. They want to be the same as everyone else when it comes to opinions. In fact, they judge their own personal sanity by bouncing ideas off their neighbors and friends who will answer back and agree on these same topics in kind. It doesn't matter if the topics or what you're given are facts or utter nonsense, as long as everyone agrees at the same time. You'll say, well, I'm sane, and your friends will all agree because they've had the same information given to them. If it's on TV and a famous face says something, then it must be true. He doesn't have to show you facts or anything else. You've been brought up with these faces. That's why they keep these guys on television into their 70s and 80s. You've grown up with this father figure who's on television every night at 6 o'clock, in your house, in your room, staring right at you. And he's a father figure. Would he tell you a lie? So you naturally never suspect him. And this same man will lead you through new topics. He'll introduce experts on the topics. They'll have a little summary at the end of every talk, and you are now left with the conclusion that's presented to you. You don't arrive at it, it's given to you, and it's good enough for you. We're programmed today perfectly, just like machines. We tie this in with the Brzezinski. Brzezinski said in 2 Ages, now this guy was way up with the NSA. He's a master geopolitician. He admits he works in 20, 50-year periods to do with geopolitics in other countries. But he said himself, the public will shortly be unable to think or reason for themselves. It was meaning by the form of information that was given to them, the type, the formulas that were in use then in the 1970s. He says, eventually they'll be unable to think or reason for themselves. And eventually, he said, they will expect the media to do all their thinking and reasoning for them. Well, that's happened today. That's why people today can't think outside of the programming from television. This is a scientific dictatorship which Bertrand Russell said, and the Huxleys said, both Aldous and Julian Huxley said they would bring in the scientifically controlled society.
My, what a peculiar place to have a party. You know, Dino, we really shouldn't be doing this. After all, we haven't been invited, and curiosity often leads to trouble. Goodbye, Dino. Goodbye.
I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole.
President Trump has said in the past that taking nuclear weapons out of North Korea could happen very quickly. This morning he acknowledged it could take a long time.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction. Weapons programs.
The deadliest of weapons.
Terrible weapons. Nuclear weapons.
Now look, part of the reason we went into Iraq was the main reason we went into Iraq at the time was we thought he had weapons of mass destruction. It turns out he didn't, but he had the capacity to make weapons of mass destruction. He didn't, but he had the capacity to make weapons of mass destruction.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. Nope, no weapons over there. Maybe under here.
I'm proud to say our military right now is stronger than ever before. Their families are all our families, and we thank them so much for their greatness and for the incredible job they do. Thank you to the United States military. Thank you very much. We ask God to watch over this nation's heroes and to shed...
You're still asleep? Wake up!
And giving it back to you, the people.
You will never see it coming.
What this represents?
Tell us, sir.
Maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storm?
Could be the calm before the storm.
Oh my
gosh! Ladies and gentlemen, 1 billion people watching the celebration here in New York City. About to watch that ball descend.
This is it. It's actually going to be happening, and I'm here for the first time with you. Thank you!
God bless you, everybody watching.
Oh my God.
And let's just take in the sights and sounds of New York. Great to be here with all of you.
I'm so excited I could pee.
Well, hold on. Here we go, everybody. Here we go.
Oh, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
that doesn't work the way it's supposed to. We have achieved that here. This is called the cortical stack. This cortical stack stores your memories, everything that makes you you, mannerisms, emotions you ever felt, people you know, anything, even your consciousness is stored on this device. We did not create this device, but we do use it to help our sleeves move. Sleeves are basically human bodies we grow in our labs. They're organically real. Bones, tissue, organs, everything. These are the best bodies you'll ever have, period. Nothing can hurt these bodies, but they are human. So if something were to happen to them, you can always change them out for a new one. That's why it says immortality becomes non-existent. Because you can be 50 in one body and change to the next body. You're as young as you feel. If you come this way, David's going to show you some 2018 models that you can choose from.
Well, okay, you can choose which sleeve you desire. Now you can either have the sleeve that you have right now, or we have a selection of wonderful sleeves that we have made through Psychosec, fully genuine and organic produced. Now if you'd like to be taller, shorter, skinnier, if you'd like to have better vision, maybe strength in your body, you have the choice to choose a man or a woman's sleeve. Now if your sleeve becomes damaged or too old for your liking, simply remove from the cortical stack your DHF, your consciousness, to another, newer sleeve. Any questions?
Am I in a Banksy exhibit?
Excuse me?
Is this a Banksy exhibit?
This is not, this is Psychosec. We have the technology for you to achieve immortality. Now this is the final stage. Come right this way.
Psychosec. Now this is the final stage of the resleeving process. This is Joel. Now remember guys, Joel is made up of exactly what we're made of. Skin, bone, muscle, tissue, everything is in Joel. He still needs to have his nutrients. He still needs to breathe, okay? Just like we do on a day-to-day basis. But Joel is in an unconscious state. So his cortical stack is waiting for someone's mind to be needle casted into his cortical stack. So basically he's being prepped for one of your minds to be in his body. So come closer, get closer.
I hired someone to solve my murder.